I've never seen anything quite like it. Alan Ritchson is in awe of a Reacher S3 co-star whose wildly difficult performance saved the entire season. Reacher star Alan Ritchson explains how one actor's performance saved all of Season 3. Adapting the events of Lee Child's popular Jack Reacher novel series, the hit Prime Video show premiered in 2022, introducing Ritchson as the titular former military police officer. Reacher Season 3 brings the events of Child's persuader to life. After 2 seasons of flashbacks to Reacher's past, Episode 4 finally introduces Mariah Robinson's Dominique Cole. That debut finally provides some crucial context for the season by showing how Dominique, Reacher's former partner, died while investigating Xavier Quinn Bryant. In a recent interview with Cinema Blend, Ritchson reveals that Robinson's Reacher performance as Dominique saved the entire season. The actor explains that Episode 4 ultimately establishes the emotional through line of Season 3 for Reacher, and it's Robinson's performance that makes her a character worth caring so much about. He also emphasized that he had never seen a more difficult role, which only makes Robinson's work even more impressive. Check out Ritchson's comment below. That episode is the heart and soul of this entire season. If we don't understand why he wants to go after the antagonist so bad, he calls him the most evil guy he's ever met, this is the inciting incident for that. But it also helps us understand Reacher's values, and who he works with. I mean, this is the first teammate that he's ever adopted. And man, she absolutely crushed that role. I gotta say, I've been in this business close to 20 years. I've worked on a lot of different things. I met a lot of different challenges. Even with Reacher, there are some times that we've had to, with very little time to prepare, rip through just pages of complex dialogue. I don't think I've ever seen a more difficult role as an actor. She, without a doubt, saved this entire season. I don't know who else could have done it. I mean, she was so incredibly talented, and she had the hardest, heaviest lift of the entire season and of any role I've ever seen in my career face to face. And she really nailed it. I don't think people can appreciate just how difficult that kind of dialogue and that pacing and the military jargon and the speed at which she had to do it in the interrogation scenes, wildly difficult. As somebody who is pretty good at dialogue, I've never seen anything quite like it. Dominique is killed when Reacher sends her to get Quinn by herself, thus making Reacher Season 3, Episode 4 the key to his motivation in this particular story. In the episodes released so far, it's been clear that something is eating away at Reacher when it comes to Quinn, and there's clearly a history. Dominique's death makes Reacher's story personal. His undercover work is now about more than taking down a criminal. It's about taking revenge and redeeming himself for the death of his proc. All the while, he has to rectify the mistake of leaving Quinn alive. Though Season 3 was already barreling toward a major showdown between Reacher and Polly, Episode 4 has made clear that a showdown between Reacher and Quinn is also on the way. While the former has been built up as this season's big fight, Dominique's death suggests that the latter could end up being more emotionally powerful. There are 8 villains in Reacher Season 3, but none have a personal connection quite as profound as Quinn's history with Reacher. In the 4 episodes left, the hero will undoubtedly be working to capture or even kill Dominique's murderer. What makes Robinson's Dominique performance so impressive? Alan Ritchson has made a name for himself playing larger-than-life figures, but even he admits that sometimes he's the one left speechless on set. As filming for Reacher Season 3 wrapped earlier this year, Ritchson opened up about a jaw-dropping performance from one of his co-stars, one he says saved the entire season. In an exclusive interview, Ritchson didn't hold back his admiration. "I've never seen anything quite like it," he said, shaking his head as if still marveling at what he witnessed months later. "It was one of the most wildly difficult performances I've ever seen pulled off, and it completely changed the trajectory of the season. I honestly think it saved it." While Ritchson didn't explicitly name the actor during the conversation, insiders close to the production have all but confirmed that he was referring to Anthony Michael Hall, who joined Season 3 in the pivotal role of Zachary Beck, a powerful businessman with deep ties to organized crime. Beck, a character ripped straight from Lee Child's novel Persuader, is a figure whose menace lies not in brute force, but in icy intellect, veiled threats, and an unsettling calm that masks a dangerous unpredictability. It's easy to look intimidating when you're 6'5" and throwing people through drywall, Ritchson laughed, referencing his own physically demanding role as Jack Reacher. But what Hall had to do was so much more layered. He had to be 3 moves ahead of everyone else in every scene, all while giving the audience just enough doubt. Is he an ally, an enemy, something in between? That tightrope walk is hard enough on paper, but what he brought to it was on another level. Hall, who's long since shed his 1980s teen comedy persona and reinvented himself as a versatile character actor, reportedly immersed himself in research for the role. Drawing inspiration from real-world crime lords and corporate power brokers, he constructed a portrayal of Beck that was equal parts charismatic and chilling. Sources on set described his preparation as exhaustive, hours spent fine-tuning vocal cadences, subtle facial tics, and body language meant to convey silent authority. Watching those scenes come to life was like attending a masterclass, Ritchson recalled. There was one day in particular, it was a long dialogue-heavy scene between Beck and Reacher, just the 2 of us across the table. I came in ready to go toe-to-toe. But when the cameras rolled, Hall locked into something. I don't even know how to describe it. You could feel the temperature in the room drop. Everyone on set went dead quiet. It wasn't acting, it was like he became Beck right there in front of us. According to Ritchson, it wasn't just a matter of individual brilliance, Hall's performance also had a ripple effect across the ensemble. It elevated everybody, he said. When you see someone digging that deep, you can't help but step your game up too. It forced all of us to be sharper, more precise. That kind of energy is infectious. Beyond the performance itself, Ritchson also praised Hall's professionalism and collaborative spirit. He's the kind of actor who makes you better just by working with him. No ego, no games. Always prepared, always generous in a scene. And trust me, when you're doing a series like Reacher that moves fast and shoots hard, having someone that reliable is invaluable. Ritchson is no stranger to transformative performances. Over the past 2 seasons, his towering turn as Jack Reacher, blending physical intimidation with quiet intelligence, has won him critical acclaim and an enthusiastic fan base. But by his own admission, what Hall achieved in Season 3 is something rare. I've done this long enough to know when something special is happening in front of me, he said. You get little flashes sometimes, a scene that pops, a moment that surprises you. But what Hall did was sustain that for an entire arc. It held the whole season together. With Season 3 adapting Persuader, a fan-favorite novel rich in intrigue and complex moral territory, expectations were high. Many wondered how the show would tackle one of the darker, more psychologically intricate storylines in the Reacher canon. Based on Ritchson's comments, Hall's turn as Zachary Beck may be the linchpin that not only met, but exceeded those expectations. When asked if audiences are in for a treat, Ritchson smiled knowingly. Oh yeah, he said. You're going to see something you haven't seen before on this show. Honestly, you might not have seen anything like it anywhere. He floored us, and I think he's going to floor you too. Would you like a headline variation or an SEO-friendly version as well? Haven't seen before on this show. Honestly, you might not have seen.